This video recaps cumulative frequency and then how to plot a cumulative frequency graph. So let's recap with how to find cumulative frequency. Here we have the ages of teachers are recorded below. To get the grips with the question, first of all, try to understand what the numbers mean. So if I look at that number 28 there, I should know what the 28 means. 28 means that there are 28 teachers who are in this group here, this interval, between 40 and 50. So there are 28 teachers who are aged between 40 and 50 years old. They have to be more than 40, but less than or equal to 50. Part A is complete the cumulative frequency column. The cumulative frequency is the number of teachers in this case that are in that group or less. It keeps a running total. So the first group has 12 in it, and that's a group between 20 and 30. So how many are less than the upper limit? How many are less than or equal to 30? Well, there are 12. The next group then has got an upper limit of 40. So the cumulative frequency is how many are 40 or less years old. So there are 12 in the first group plus 30 in the second group. So 12 plus 30 equals 42. The next group would be how many are less than 50 years old. Well, there are 42 in the first group plus another 28. 42 plus 28 means there are 70 teachers who are aged 50 or less. Next group would be upper limit is 60. So how many teachers are 60 or less? Well, there are 70 who are 50 or less plus 22 in this group that are between 50 and 60. So in total, there are 92 who are 60 or less. And then finally, how many are 70 or less? There's the 92 who are 60 or less, plus the 8 in this group between 60 and 70, and that gives a total of 100. So 100 teachers are less than or equal to 70 years old. You get the marks for this. That was just explaining. You don't need that. But that explains what those numbers mean. So 70 means there are 70 teachers who are 50 or less. 92 means there are 92 teachers who are 60 or less. How many are 40 or younger, 40 or less? Well, that's this group here. These first two groups, which we've added together to give 42. There are 42 who are 40 years old or less. Part C. What fraction are older than 50? So, how many are there, first of all, so we can get the fraction? The cumulative frequency gives you a run total and tells you there's 100 teachers in total. That should match up actually with this here. If you add up the number in each group, you'll get the total frequency. But that's what this cumulative frequency is also doing. So the sum of the frequencies, sometimes we call that sigma f, is 100. There are 100 teachers. So what fraction of the 100, or how many out of the 100, are older than 50? Well, there are 70 who are 50 or less. So the remaining 30 in here, 22 plus 8, the remaining 30 are older than 50. So that gives you 3/10. Before we go on to drawing that, I'm just going to give a bit more work on the tables to help you with the textbook exercise. So here we have the weight of 80 deer was recorded by a zookeeper. The table shows this information. So here we have the weights, and notice this column is the cumulative frequency, not the frequency. There's no frequency column. We'll have to work out the frequency column ourselves in a later part. So they're sort of switched around. Normally you'd have the frequency. You need the frequency to work out the cumulative frequency, but there, this question's back to front. So the first question is how many weighed 60 kilograms or less? Well, here you've got 0 to 60 is 15. So there's 15 who weigh 60 kilograms or less. Complete a frequency column. And the frequency column really only works if we can correctly label the groups as well. So for cumulative frequency, it's always 20 or less, 40 or less, 60 or less, 80 or less. The groups themselves, the first one would run from 0 to 20, but the second group runs from 20 to 40. So let's do these as we go through. So the first group, there are 2 weighing between 0 and 20. So between 0 and 20, that would stay as 2. The next group then is how many are between 20 and 40. Well, the cumulative frequency tells you that there are 6 deer who are 40 kilograms or less. But if 2 of those are 20 or less, that means 4 of them must be in this group between 20 and 40, because these 2 have to add up to give you 6 in total. There should be 6 that are less than 40. If 2 are between 0 and 20, there must be another 4 to make up the 6. To make up the 6 that are less than 40. The next group then is the group from 40 to 60. And there are 15 we know that are 60 kilograms or less. Now, 6 of them are 40 or less. So the only way to get to 15 for 60 or less is that there would be 9 in the group 40 to 60. Because we'll get 2 plus 4 is 6. And then the 6 plus the 9 gives you 15. So there's 15 that are 60 or less. That's 9 in that group plus the 6 that were 40 or less. The next group then would be 60 to 80. And we know there are 36 that are 80 or less. 15 are 60 or less. So to get the extra amount, there must be an extra 21. Get that right. So what really is happening here is we're subtracting the cumulative frequencies from each other to find out what's in each group. 6 take away 2 is 4. 15 take away 6 is 9. 58 take away 36 is 21. We finish this off then. 80 to 100. 100 to 120. And 120 to 140. So how many are between 80 and 100? There's 58 that are below 100, but 36 of them are below 80. So the difference in those two is going to be your answer. So that's an extra 22. How many are between 100 and 120? Well, it's the difference between 58 and 73, and that gives you 15. And then how many are between 120 and 140? Should have my equals in there too. That would be 80 take away 73, which gives you 7. A check to make sure that's right is to make sure those frequencies add up to the cumulative frequency of 80. So just double check. 2 and 4 is 6, plus 9 is 15, plus 21 is 36, plus 22 is 58, plus 15 is 73, plus 7 is 80. And that if you listen to me counting that out, you'd see these numbers as I called them out matched up with the running total. That's what a cumulative frequency is, just adding them up as you go along. Having that extra column then, both columns is going to make it easier to finish off the question. Part B was to complete the frequency column, which is this bit here. I just made that because the frequency matches up with these groups. The cumulative frequency matches up with these groups here. Slight difference in the two. The last question is, how many weighed more than 100 kilograms? Well, you can do it from the cumulative frequency. I'll do that first, and you could also work it out from the frequency. There are 58 who weighed 100 or less, which means the remaining amount weighed more than 100. We know from the cumulative frequency there are 80 in total. So you could do 80, take away the 58 that weighed less than 100, and that gives you 22. If you do it from the frequency, how many weighed more than 100? Well, this group here is bigger than 100. It's 100 to 120, 15. And this group's bigger than 100. It's 120 to 140. So if you add the 15 and the 22, sorry, the 15 and the 7, you get 22. So either way, your answer's 22. That's the first part. The last part now is to be able to draw a cumulative frequency graph. Let's go back to the first example. And it's part D. We're looking to draw a cumulative frequency curve. The most important thing I can tell you for drawing a cumulative frequency curve is what you're plotting against, what goes on the x-axis against what goes on the y-axis. So you plot the variable, the age, along the bottom, but not just the age is in group. So you need to plot the upper limit of the variable, whatever it is, and you plot that against the cumulative frequency, CF for cumulative frequency. So if your graph has frequency up the side, it's not a cumulative frequency curve. It has to have cumulative frequency up the side, and along the bottom you plot the variable, and when we're drawing the actual points, you'll be plotting the upper limit. So the scale's already been done for you. We can see the cumulative frequency runs up to 100, so the graph has, on the y-axis, has to go up to 100, the scale does. And on the x-axis, the ages, will start at 20 actually, which is important, and they go up as far as 70, so the scale goes up as far as 70. Okay, so let's start plotting the points. As I say it over on the right hand side, when we plot the points, we're plotting the upper limit versus the cumulative frequency. So the first group is this group here. The upper limit is 30 and the frequency is 12. So we're going to go 30 across and 12 up. And that gives us there. That's the best I can do. The next group, we've got the upper limit, and when I said 12, that's because it was the cumulative frequency. We're plotting the cumulative frequency column against the upper limits. So the next one is 40, 42. So 40 and then 42. Always make sure you know your scale. I'm noticing here on this is 1, each square is worth 1 as we go across, but here each square is worth 2, because 10 squares is 20, so each square must be worth 2. The third one is 70 with an upper limit of 50. So 70, 50. Hopefully that should be. 50 is the age and 70 is the cumulative frequency. The next one, upper limit is 60, cumulative frequency is 92. So 60, 92 is the next one. 60 across, 90, and then 92 should be, it's a wee bit high. If you get it wrong, you should be going again till it's accurate. And the last one, upper limit is 70, cumulative frequency is 100. So 70 against 100. Now finally, there's actually a group that's not mentioned here. I'm sure you can hear that child crying in the background there. I'm sure that's not helping you. Hopefully it's quieter now. Right, the group is not mentioned. The groups and the table start at 20 and go upwards to 70. It doesn't tell you anything about the ages of anybody below the age of 20. If there was a group of people between 0 and 20, think about how many people will be in that group. How many teachers are 20 years old and below? There are none. 0. So that's why there's no group there. But everyone is at least 20 years old. So 20 is where the graph should start off at. 20, 0. Okay? Because nobody is below 20. So the graph doesn't just start off at 0, 0. It would start off at everyone is at least 20 years old. So we should go to 20, 0 to begin. And then your best effort. This is going to be very hard on my screen. If it's not good though, you should rub it out and try it again. You join your points with a smooth curve through the points. So starting off at 20, And that, I've got my hand one way, now I'm turning my screen the other way so I can curve it the other way. It makes sense if you're good at your art to try and curve your hand in the direction of the screen, if that makes sense. Now I've missed that point, so I'm going to have to rub it out, and I'm going to try it again. Don't just miss the point and continue, because you'll not get the mark. Don't like that last bit, unfortunately. Okay, so it should be a smooth curve. Now looks relatively straight, but quite often the curves on cumulative frequency look a little bit like this here. Okay, it should never go back on itself, but it has that sort of S shape. Okay, and that's called an ogive. All right. So to recap how you plot a graph, when you have a cumulative frequency table, you plot along the bottom will be your variable, and the actual point you plot the upper limit, and then along the y-axis is your cumulative frequency, and when you're plotting the points you plot the cumulative frequency. So upper limit against cumulative frequency, upper limit against cumulative frequency, and a smooth curve through the points.